I heard you lived in a tent. What was it like living in a tent? What chores did you do?
I live in that tent. I had about that much dry bed to sleep on during the winter. The wind used to blow the back of the tent onto my bed. My bed is across the back of the tent and Dad's was on the side. 6 years I spent in a tent. So don't ask me to go camping. We made a permanent camp on a reserve up at Tamman. And I built like a shed, which was a kitchen, thatched with the tea tree and hessian walls, and then built another one over, and we had the camps that we used to sleep in there. Job.
Yeah, what sort of jobs did you have to do?
Me?
Yeah, to like look after the
Cooking.
tent or, yeah.
Cooking, washing, making the beds.
And how many people were in the tent?
Well, when I just went with Dad, it was just Dad and me, and my brother Jack, and there's Mabel and Brick, Clary, Margaret, Frank, Bob, and Bert. A big family. And not quite as big as Grandma's, well, quite a while, and the kids was going to school from there. Yeah. When they had to walk across somebody's farm to get to school on the other road, on the Yorkline Road. The Tremletts, they were next door to them, and they used to give us milk. 6 years in a tent. Summer, winter and autumn, I can tell you, it's not all that sweet.
No,
Cooking over an open fire.
What was it like when you started school, and how did you get there?
We had a horse, a spring cart, and a wagon. I don't know how many miles I travelled on that wagon. We was going through Sawyers Valley. We was camped there overnight, and some kids was running ahead of their parents, and they rushed back to their parents. Mum, gypsies. Well, next morning we went round that same road that they came from to avoid the main road. And everybody was outside their houses, waving their hands. We did look a bit like gypsies.
What was it like when you started school?
I was 7 years old when I started school. We were lucky if we caught birds. Well, they had a salty, and there's a big family of them as well. Mostly the girls would ride in the sulky and the boys would run, race the horse. Des Beard was the driver, and she ran into a telephone post, and we were all thrown out. I fell. I was sitting next to Deb. She went and she landed at the horse's head. I landed with my leg up in the cartwheel. Hazel didn't move from her seat. Mabel was thrown to the bottom of the cart, and she bumped her chin on that's what salty it was. Oh, don't tell Dad, don't tell Dad. But Dad had already seen it. My dad and their dad had been working on the road, and they saw it all happen. And they started running towards us. And well, they saw us all get up and get back in the sulky, so they didn't bother. So there's no use saying don't tell Dad because they saw it all. We got accused of playing the wag once. It was raining and we had no raincoats. And there's a creeper grows over the tamar bushes, and it was quite dry under there. Well, we got under there, and when we came out, we could see by the shadows that it was too late. Had we had a different teacher, we would have gone on to school, but not this one. He was a sod. He brought a great big wrist up on my finger there with a cane, and got out. We found it. We got home, it started raining again, so we went into a shed. Then we got out making daisy chains with marshmallows. Till we saw beads going. So we got home the same day, same time, no questions asked. Teacher asked us next day where we were. We said we were home. And he gave us a note to take home to our mother. We got it halfway home, and I said, what are we going to do? And she said, tear it up. So we tore the note up and buried it in the sand. We got to school next day. Did you get the note to your teacher? I said, yes. He asked Mabel, did he give the note to the teacher? No, she tore it up. Well, I got 6 cuts for telling lies, and she got 4 for telling on me. When we got home, teacher sent a note home with the neighbours' kids. And when we got home, Mum she'd gone over to dress and she went past the school. And Dad was home, and they'd been up with a note before we got there. He'd sent us on a message to the next farm. When we come home, he put us across his knee and pulled our dresses tight and up over our head and belted us with his strap. We thought that was funny. We ran on the bed and Mum came home. Where are those girls? They played the wag from school the other day. Dad suggested I gave them a belt, and he said, but they only laughed at me. They won't laugh at me, she said, and we didn't either, but we didn't cry either, because that's all they hit us for. She had a pram wheel tyre, it was that, and to stick at your finger, a brand new one, come on, and she used to use that on us double. But we reckon they only belted us to make us cry. The teacher used to cane us, but we wouldn't cry. We wouldn't work either. We put our head down on a desk or sulk. They seemed to have a down on Mabel and me. Why, I haven't the faintest idea. After all, she reckoned all men teachers were the same, and she wouldn't learn. And one day she told me out, this after I'd gone down to Maylands at the Muso school, the teacher asked her, was she daft? And she said, I thought, no, I'm not daft. And then she started to learn. He was a good teacher. I went to Maylands school when Auntie was down there, and she came up and she asked Mum if I could go, and Mum said yes, but only if she goes to school. Well, she and her sister-in-law were buzzing around going to plays and things, and I was looking after the kids. She didn't start me to school for a month. Her excuse was I had no clothes. I did have clothes, and I only had a month there. She got an unusual message for her. She got my letter from Mum and opened it and found out that Mum had sold out and Muso and was going to go back to Canada. Your mother's going back to Canada, she said, and you're going with her. She got jealous of me because Uncle used to treat me like his own. And when he got his pay, he'd give Auntie her money, and he'd give all us kids money. But she always borrowed my pocket money off, and he never paid me back. And anyway, Mum reckoned I had to stay. Well, I cried. I didn't have any tea that night. I cried and cried and cried. And Mum said, all right, you can come. She wasn't very happy. She didn't treat me very well for quite a long time.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 9 brothers, two sisters, Mabel and Margaret. After Mum lost a boy, after me. And then when she had the twins, Mrs. Castleton said, see, she said, you were meant to have that little one after all. Yeah.
Did any go and fight in the war?
5 of them. Uncle Jack was killed. They were in a dugout, and a hand grenade got thrown into it, and he lunged to go grab and throw it out, but he slipped and fell on it. And Mum wondered why she didn't get his dog tags and all that, and it was and Jack Donovan that told us what happened to him. I was telling him, and then he said, you poor bloody brother, he said, there's nothing of him left to bring home. Funniest thing, he went away, and I reckon he wasn't coming back. He had that feeling. He was next to me. His birthday was the 1st of December, 1912.
Who else went away to war?
Well, for a start, Mum had 3 brothers in the war, and then she had 5 sons in the war. Bill, Fred, Jack, Frank, and Bob. And Keith and Bert were wishing the war would go on so they could join up too.
Oh.
Thank goodness the war ended.
Uncle Clary and Uncle Bill they were prisoners, weren't they?
Yeah, they were taken prisoners. And I think it was Clary they couldn't find for a while. He wanted to run away, and the Germans chased him all around the desert, and just for fun. And then he lived it up with them for about a week before they were put in camp. And they was in this prison camp when they released them. They all went everywhere. And I think it was Clary that Bill was worried about. He couldn't find them because they just disappeared. Anyway, They called him, they lived up here, they were quite good to him.
Mm.
They're just having a bit of fun chasing him around. They're in Switzerland. That's where they had a camp there. They picked up a bus. The women over there, they called her and she said, you're my son, you come with me, and I'm my son. And I got in a bus and they were all soldiers. You could see all the boots by the boots. The women saved them from when they broke the prison camp.
Oh.
Yeah. You're my son. Oh, it's a cruel thing, war. Yeah, Mum wondered why she never got Jack's medals or anything like that. I reckon she should have had a VC for him. And they did give her a medal, but she said, what's the use of it? Not bringing him back. And then Mum insulted my sister once, Margaret. She told Margaret she didn't care if she had all boys. Boys are not so much trouble as girls. And I was telling a lady about it, and she said, no, she said, there might be any trouble to your mother, but they are trouble to other mothers.
That's true.
Oh, it was a great life. But I travelled on the road in the camp from Mina to Miriam. A few days in one place, up stakes and off to the next one. Sometimes I'd be one place to stay for a week, back and forwards.
Did you have to feed the horses, Mum?
Did I feed the horses? Very often. I never learned to ride a horse, so I'd ridden on bareback. And you had to borrow a cart, so you had to ride the horse barebacked up to get the cart. Sometimes I used to lead the horse. Dad took me once, wheat carting, and you had to have a bag lift, and you had to have a horse, drive the horse forward and then lift the bag up and put it in it. And he took me with him to lead the horse up. And I reckon he's going to bite me. I wasn't very old. And he said, no, he's not going to bite you. I said, he is, I can see the wickedness in his eye. That was a great joke. A cow once, and she switched her tail and hit me in the eye. So I gave her a punch in the stomach. Up came the foot into the bucket of water.
In the bucket of milk.
I went up and I said, no milk this morning, Mum. She said, what did you do? I said, she hit me in the eye with her tail. I said, I punched her. Mum says, yes, she'll do that every time.
You were born before World War I. What was it like living through 2 world wars?
Well, never thought about it all that much. And I just used to worry about when the boys were coming home. I think I worried Mum more than I had the rest of us.
Yeah. For you, during the wars, what changed for you? Like with everyone away, like just how you lived?
I know. Oh, we always had, never had board floors out on the farm. We just had anthill hall. They make the anthill, you just sit like cement.
Yep.
Oh, the good old days.
Over your 100 years, what is one of your favourite memories?
One of my favourite memories? I don't know. My first birthday cake, I think.
How old were you when you got your first birthday cake?
Oh, we were down in Mewshay. Yeah, Mum made a cake and she invited a couple of kids to about the first birthday party or a birthday tea that I ever had.
So how old were you then when you had your first birthday tea?
When I had the first one? 9.
9.
Yeah. And Mum never had the, well, she used to send down to John Will's and get a hamper with all the fruit to make the Christmas cakes and then. And they always used to put in a discounter box of lollies, old mixed lollies.
I got these.
Oh, what's that?
That's nanna.
Hey,
Mixed lollies, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haven't seen those for years. Mum was only 12 when her mother died. She got cancer, breast cancer. She ended up in New Guinea, had the operation, but then it came back on her. And she didn't have another operation. And one day Mum said she started to cry in school. And her mother was sick, so they said for her to go to the hospital and see her mother. She went to the hospital, but she went as far as the door. She couldn't make herself go in. And that night they came and told her father that her mother had passed away. She just couldn't, she said she just could not go in there and see her. She just stood there. So what did he do?
Here?
He bunged the boys into an orphanage and Mum to work off a debt of his. And one of her jobs was to bath and feed a little dog. One morning she couldn't find the dog. It was gone. She was going upstairs, the man was coming down, and he asked her had she fed and watered the dog, fed and bathed the dog. She said she couldn't find him, and he grabbed hold of her sugar. So I leaned back, slapped his face and took off. She took off the old women's home, and they got her a job with these people, the nanna fishers. They were lawyers, and she was with them for 5 years. She wanted higher wages, but they couldn't pay the higher wages. And then she worked for a doctor at Derbyshire, and then she worked at Rome's Dairy, and that's where she met Dad.
How old was she then?
Oh, she was 20 when she married Dad.
Wow.
He was pretty shy of girls, and the other boys used to torment him, tease him, and told him why didn't he go and do a line with the Irish Biddy up at the house. And he always called Mum Biddy. And I was Biddy and had a horse Biddy and he had a dog Biddy. And I was Biddy for a long time.
What games did you play?
What day was I born?
What games did you play
Oh,
when you were little?
we used to play. We had horses, stick horses.
What's that?
And one was carbine and blue speck and all that.
What's that, Nana?
That's what our games.
Stick
We
horses.
used to play cricket. Yeah, stick horses.
Is that like a hobby horse?
No, just a plain stick. Not a hobby horse. Well, Mum got some flour and was making a cake and had it on a tin outside. And then we started chasing one another around the house, and next thing we were just flopped into this dough. What a mess.
You landed in it.
Yeah.
Hey Mum, what about when you cook? What about when you cooked Grandma her Mother's Day breakfast? Remember when you cooked her a boiled egg? Do you remember?
I don't know, I put into... She called out to me one morning to put the tea in a teaspoon into the teapot. And I'd already made the tea. So I'm pouring the tea out into the teaspoon and putting it into a cup. And she heard this flip, 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 flip. What are you doing? Putting the tea in. You go, pour it out the teapot. She said, it'll be stone cold.